Affliction League added to the game. You'll encounter portals to the Wildwood in your maps, and in the Wildwood there are wisps that you can collect that will empower monsters in your original map, granting them increased quantity, rarity, or extra currency items. You can also spend them as currency with the new Asmiri Wanderer NPCs, which are in the Wildwood. You will choose which of the Asmiri Wanderers that you will complete quests for to unlock one of 3 new Ascendency classes, which you can have in addition to your regular Ascendency class. Up to 8 of these points for these classes are unlocked as you complete quests. Warden of the Magi adds tinctures as the main draw to this new Ascendancy, which replaces a flat slot, giving you a permanent bonus. You can also get increased maximum health, or increased movement speed, or increased resistance, depending on if you do not have gems in certain pieces of gear. Warlock of the Mists gains damage/protection against certain monster types of your choosing by consuming their corpse. It also lets you choose one of 3 new Ascendancy specific curses and has support for some new blood magic tech. Wildwood Primalist is fully customizable, featuring charms with different powerful bonuses. This is likely to be the full endgame choice for many players, as the charms will provide many powerful bonuses and can be changed for your build and what you need. Alternate quality gems, labyrinth helm enchants, unique threshold jewels are all combined together to form a new system called Transfigured Gems. Transfigured Gems are alternate versions of existing skill gems that have added different functionality and balance than their regular versions. GGG has added many of these, with variations that drastically change how existing skills play. These are not all revealed yet and will be slowly revealed throughout the week leading up to the league. Transfigured Gems are gained through lab farming, similar to Helmet Enchants before. If this wasn't obvious, anomalous, divergent, and phantasmal quality gems are removed from the game in order to replace the rewards in Highest that previously gave alternate quality gems. They have done a rebalance of the rewards in Highest. Ultimatum has been re-added to the core game, replacing Metamorph. Catalysts are now rewards from Ultimatum and are affected by map item quantity. Sanctum drop rates are nerfed, so the Forbidden Tomes drop less, and so do the unique relics, the Hour of Divinity and Gilded Chalice, which were the currency duplication ones. Most Ancestor uniques have been added to the drop pool. 16 new unique items are added, 7 of them being new replica uniques. Ghostbusting, aka the Speaker of the Dead Keystone Atlas passive, players can now touch up to 20 normal or magic monsters for each tormented spirit possessing them, previously 50. Along with that, the Destructive Play Atlas Keystone has been bug fixed. Killing the map boss before the Maven can cast up the stakes no longer causes her to leave without summoning additional bosses. This is a big QOL change. Ashes of the Stars unique amulet no longer provides 10 to 20% increased reservation efficiency of skills. Now, while this is a pretty significant nerf, the quality portion of Ashes is now more valuable as the quality of gems has been significantly buffed. Heat Shiver now has gained 30% of cold damage as extra fire damage against frozen enemies when it was previously 100%. The Cam Spirit unique gloves now have regenerate 1 rage per second per 300 life recovery per second from regeneration. Previously, it was for every 100 life recovery. Ralakesh Impatience unique boots have been changed to say count as having maximum number of endurance charges, frenzy charges, and power charges. I'm not exactly sure what this wording really means. If it means you don't have charges and it just says you count as charges and you don't get the benefit of charges. And it's just like for if you're using an item that you gain max res when you're at max charges or something. This item seems dead and is definitely dead for the discharge build. But I'm not sure what the implication of the new wording actually is. You can now shift-click unfaded items in your main inventory to remove them from the trade and sell windows. You can also shift-click currency items in your main inventory to only sell or trade a partial stack. Substantial amount of damage dealing skills have had their quality stats buffed. In most cases, they will be significantly more powerful than before and also more interesting. Many sports have also received changes to their quality stats. Here's a list of some of what I think are the most impactful gem changes. This is not all of them. I definitely missed quite a few, but these are definitely the most impactful. Not necessarily in this order, but Righteous Fire has been nerfed. It no longer deals 2,447 base fire damage per second. Now it deals 70% of your max life and energy shield as base damage per second. Previously 35%. Vortex now has a 0.75 cast time when it was previously instant and no longer has a cooldown time. Can no longer be cast on Frostbolt projectiles, and as such no longer has 20% less AoE when cast on Frostbolt or can explode from Frostbolt projectiles. Bone Shatter. The quality now provides 1% more damage per trauma at max quality. Blade Vortex provides 5% increased hit rate at max quality. Blade Fall, 50% fewer lingering blades in the ground if you don't cast the spell yourself. This is good for things like Arcanist Brand, Poet's Pen, as there will now be more blades in the ground. Crackling Lance, quality now provides up to 10% more damage with hits and ailments per intensity. Explosive Arrow now provides 2 maximum explosive arrows stuck in an enemy. Lightning Conduit now provides 4% more damage with hits per 5% shock effect on an enemy. Penance Brand has been reworked. It's significantly simplified. It no longer spreads energy to nearby enemies or causes regular pulses while at maximum energy. And now immediately, again, some Flamier. And now immediately causes an explosion when the branded enemy reaches maximum energy. No longer causes an explosion when it expires or detaches from an enemy. No longer has an attached duration. Instead, it remains attached to the enemy until it reaches maximum energy, then expires immediately once the explosion occurs and no longer gains damage or radius per energy. And the damage numbers have been tweaked a bit. I'm too stupid to know what this really means for Penance Brand. Reap quality now causes the skill to deal 5% more damage per blood charge at 20% quality. Spark no longer has 19% increased projectile speed, so this is yet another projectile speed nerf to Spark. However, the quality now causes the skill to fire up to 2 more projectiles at 20%. Splitting Steel has also been reworked a little bit. It no longer consumes steel shards or grants Call of Steel. No longer has projectiles which have split, deal 35% less damage. And it now has a 40% chance to impale instead of 60%. And has an attack speed multiplier of 90% of base. There should be a pretty huge buff for single target on Splitting Steel. And you also don't need to use Call of Steel to recharge anymore. Tornado Shot quality now causes skill to fire up to 1 additional projectile. Kirac League mods available during Affliction League. Fortune favors the brave, as always. Torment for 2C, Anarchy for 3C, Ambush 4C, Beyond 5C, Blight 6C, Expedition 8C, and Ultimatum 10C. That wraps up what I think the most impactful changes are in these patch notes. Now we just have to wait for GGG to release the Transfigure Gem information during the week leading up to the league. The league does start on December 8th. I will be live on Twitch. I probably am right now. Subscribe.